Hi, hello, namaste. A very warm welcome to bio classes. Last class we completed up to that PBR 322. So just we observed the major features of a cloning vector. Override, then selectable markers, and then multiple cloning sites we observed. So I stopped at the point of selectable markers last class. So what is the work of the selectable markers actually? Selectable markers helps in the selection or screening of transformed cells or recombinants from the non-transformed cells. So today let's continue from that point of onwards. So if we consider that screening of transformers. So screening of transformed cells. So transformed cells means the cells which have received the extra DNA from outside. So here the extra DNA means rDNA. As already we know. So let me consider this is the plasmid PBR 322. In the plasmid, so here tetracycline resistant gene is there and here ampicillin resistant gene is there. Here tetracycline and here ampicillin. So here by using BAM H1, here one cleavage site is there. Cleavage site andru onde, recognition site andru onde, restriction site andru onde, cloning site andru onde. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲಾ meanings same. So here two cloning sites are there and here two cloning sites are there. By using BAM H1 enzyme, we can cut the plasmid here. Cut ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. And after cutting plasmid here, so here I cut the plasmid, right? And after cutting the plasmid, I added our desired gene. This is our desired gene. And our desired gene to add here, so we need a DNA ligase enzyme. Okay, anyhow, our DNA produced here, recombinant DNA produced, and this rDNA entered inside a bacteria. Let me consider the E. coli bacteria. What's the bacteria here right now? E. coli bacteria. Now E. coli bacteria has received so this rDNA. Now this cell is called as transformed cell. Now transformed E. coli cells are present along with non-transformed cells. That means some E. coli cells will not take rDNA. So receiving of rDNA, it is not 100% successful. Receive ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳದೆ ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಂತ. Suppose if the cell will not receive the rDNA means those cells are as it is. Now these cells are non-transformed E. coli cells. Non-transformed and transformed. We have to select only the transformed cells. We don't want non-transformed cells. Then what to do at that time? ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಆ ಟೈಮ್ದಲ್ಲಿ? So imagine here, what we cut actually? Tetracycline resistant gene. What actually tetracycline, ampicillin, kanamycin, neomycin. So actually all those are called as antibiotics. So term ತಲೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ, ಕ್ವಶನ್ ದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಂಟಿಬಯೋಟಿಕ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 2 letters IN ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಪೆನ್ಸಿಲಿನ್, ಆಂಪಿಸಿಲಿನ್, ಟೆಟ್ರಾಸೈಕ್ಲಿನ್, ಕೆನಾಮೈಸಿನ್, ನಿಯೋಮೈಸಿನ್, ಅಜಿಥ್ರೋಮೈಸಿನ್. So here the tetracycline resistant gene is inactivated. Why it is inactivated? Earlier this gene was as it is. What is the work of that gene? That gene work is opposing tetracycline antibiotic. So ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಕಿಲ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಟೆಟ್ರಾಸೈಕ್ಲಿನ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಟೆಟ್ರಾಸೈಕ್ಲಿನ್ ಒಳಗಿಂದ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಜೀನ್ ಇದೆ, ಟೆಟ್ರಾಸೈಕ್ಲಿನ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಜೀನ್. Suppose if the tetracycline resistant gene containing a plasmid present in the bacteria, to kill that bacteria, if you give the tetracycline, bacteria will not die. Why? Because resistant gene is present. But right now here, the gene is cut, our desired gene is added. ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಡ್ ಜೀನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆ ಜೀನ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹಾಕಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಟೆಟ್ರಾಸೈಕ್ಲಿನ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಜೀನು ಇನ್ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. And that thing we will call it as insertional inactivation. So we will refer it as insertional inactivation. What actually inactivated? Antibiotic resistant gene inactivated. Now this plasmid, not plasmid, RDN, this RDN transferred to the cell, transformed cell and non-transformed cell. We have to separate them, right? Suppose if you are growing the cell in one petri dish, imagine this is the petri dish, and that petri dish is having agar food. Agar is the food for growth of bacteria. Now E. coli bacteria. And one more thing, E. coli bacteria naturally do not show opposite to the antibiotics. Why? Because E. coli cell do not have antibiotic resistant gene. But we transferred plasmid. In the form of plasmid, antibiotic resistant gene entered. Okay. Now imagine we are having the agar, right? We are having the agar. Now here to this agar medium we added ampicillin. What we added actually? Ampicillin, right? Okay. ಈಗ ಆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬೇಡ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ತಗೋದು ಬೇಡ, ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ. Let me consider. We added tetracycline. Tetracycline is the antibiotic. To this medium we added, and here all the bacteria, transformed and non-transformed bacteria present in the form of liquid. We will call it as the culture. That culture is added to the plate. After adding, the bacteria will grow. Right? The bacteria will grow, and they appear in the form of colonies. These are called as colony of bacteria. Now actually what we added? Tetracycline. After adding a tetracycline, if the bacteria are growing means, what its meaning? Bacteria are resistant to tetracycline. Bacteria are resistant to tetracycline. Resistant idre meaning ಏನು? Tetracycline resistant gene damage ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. Suppose if here bacteria are not growing means, what we can say? Tetracycline resistant gene is inactivated. Why? Because our desired gene is present inside. So ಆ ತರ RDN ಇರೋ ಸೆಲ್ ಈ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗ್ತಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ? So in a tetracycline medium, if the bacteria are growing means non-transformed bacteria. Sorry. In the tetracycline, if the bacteria are growing means, so those bacteria, they will be having plasmid, just plasmid, not the RDNA. Just plasmid if they are having means, then they can easily grow in tetracycline as well as ampicillin. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಎರಡು ಜೀನ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. Suppose if we consider okay, so ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನ ampicillin ಅಂತ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. Now let me consider this is ampicillin, right? In ampicillin antibiotic medium, the cells are grown, bacteria are growing. What it indicates? Ampicillin resistant gene is active in these cells, hence those are growing. Now in both the cases ampicillin gene is active, here also active, here also active. Now the colonies are growing. Now what is the next step? We will take another petri plate. To the petri plate we added a tetracycline. ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ tetracycline ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಈಗ ಬೇಡ ampicillin ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡು. In the second petri dish we added a tetracycline. After adding, so what I did, I transferred 2 colonies here. ನಾ 2 colony ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. So colonies ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡಾಟ್ ತರ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, bacterial colonies. So I transferred 2 colonies. Imagine one colony is growing here, another colony will not grow. What it indicates? This colony is non-transformed. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ದಲ್ಲೂ ಬೆಳೀತು, ಈ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೀತು, ಎರಡು ಜೀನು ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಇದಾವೆ. And this colony is not growing in the tetracycline medium. Why? Because tetracycline gene is inactive. Tetracycline gene is inactive. That we will call it as insertional inactivation. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಈ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ನಾವು ಏನಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? Yes, transform the cells. This is one method. Or else, so for this kind of method we need counter plating. So simultaneous plating. ಆ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಜೊತೆ ಈ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇದು ಲೆಂದಿ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಇದು. To avoid this one, even we can go for chromogenic screening. So the another method is chromogenic screening. So already we know chromo stands for color. On the basis of color difference in the bacterial colonies, we can say which one is transformed and which one is non-transformed. Okay. So for example, here just we mentioned E. coli bacteria is having its own DNA, right? In the DNA, one particular gene is there, and the gene name is beta-galactosidase gene. That gene is already present in E. coli. So lack of concept there bandittadu. Ee gene name bandittu nodi. Right? Beta-galactosidase gene. And this gene work is production of beta-galactosidase enzyme. So this gene work is production of enzyme. So the work of this enzyme is two. So it is performing two works, this enzyme, where in E. coli body. So one is metabolism of lactose. This enzyme helps in the breaking of lactose. Lactose is food for E. coli. And another work is this enzyme helps in breaking of X-gal compound. Breaking of X-gal compound. So X-gal compound is the chromogenic substance and the color kodo substance idu. Yarige color kododu? Cell ge color kododu. Athwa cell the medium ge color kododu. Understand aguttala? And its color is blue. It is a blue colored compound. So ee compound enadu work adre blue color barte talle itkoli. When this compound is broken down, it produces blue color. Otherwise, it will not produce the color. Now, this compound is broken down along with the lactose. Both are broken down by this enzyme. This enzyme produced by this gene. This gene is normally present in the E. coli. Now, what to do? We transferred our rDNA here. Now, we will beta-galactosidase gene anta ankolla. Let's consider this is the beta-galactosidase gene, right? This is the beta-galactosidase gene. Now what we did, we cut the gene at the middle, then we added rDNA. So this is actually rDNA. We added rDNA. Here we added our desired gene. What happens to this gene? Inactivated. Here the beta-galactosidase gene is inactivated. Why? Because we inserted our rDNA. When this gene is, which gene? This gene is inactivated, then there is no production of enzyme. No production of enzyme means no breaking of lactose and no metabolism of this compound. This compound break agudilla. If no breaking of the compound means we will get white color colonies. White colonies. So white colony means insertion. Otherwise we will get blue color colonies. So that indicates no insertion. ಈಗ ಈ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. Let's imagine this plate only. In this plate we got white color colonies and blue color colonies. Correct? White color colonies means insertion is there. What is that insertion? Our desired gene in the form of rDNA entered inside beta-galactosidase. ಆ ಜೀನ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವೈಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ಕಾಲನಿ ಬಂತು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ RDNA ಜೀನ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ಆ ಜೀನ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಫ್ ನೋ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಜೀನ್, ದೆನ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಂಜೈಮ್, ದೆನ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಬ್ರೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್. ಅವಾಗ ಯಾವ ಕಾಲನಿ ಬಂತು ನಮಗೆ? ವೈಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ಕಾಲನಿ. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಬ್ಲೂ ಕಲರ್ ಕಾಲನಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಬ್ರೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಅಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಎಂಜೈಮ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಜೀನ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್. ಈ ಜೀನ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ RDNA ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. That means on the basis of difference in the colony color, whether the colonies are white or blue color, we can separate transformed cells and non-transformed cells. So this is actually a chromogenic screening method. And this method, general method. So this method is actually we will consider as the simultaneous plating method. So both methods we can use. Anyhow, so okay, we are screening that one, okay, perfect. But thing is, just we observed PBR 322 one cloning vector we observed. So question will be arised whether PBR 322 or whether plasmid only used for all the host cells. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಡ್ ಜೀನ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಜೀನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಯಾವ ಜೀನ್ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕು ಆ ಜೀನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯಾವುದೋ ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ ದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಿಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತವ? ಓನ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ವೆದರ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲೋನಿಂಗ್ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಿಡ್? ನೋ. ಆನ್ ದ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್, ಆನ್ ದ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಡ್ ಜೀನ್, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲೋನಿಂಗ್ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್. Different cloning vectors we are using. If we consider those cloning vectors, say for example, if it is a plant cell, particularly dicot plant, particularly if you consider dicot plant, when dicot plants, say for example, if you consider agricultural field, in agricultural field, if you are growing the grams, Bengal gram, green gram, red gram. So if you are growing the grams, almost all grams are dicot plants. So ರೈತರು ಬೆಳೆ ಬೆಳೆಯೋ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಬೆಳೆಗಳು ಹಾಳಾಗ್ತಿರ್ತವೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಗಳು ಬಂದು ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನೋ ಡಿಸೀಸಸ್ ಬಂದು ಹಾಳಾಗ್ತಿರ್ತವೆ ಬೆಳೆಗಳು. ಆ ಬೆಳೆ ಹಾಳಾಗಬಾರ್ದು, ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ನ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೈಕಾಟ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್. When a dicot plant cell is host, not the bacteria. Here we consider bacteria as the host cell. When plant cells are host cells, at that time we are not using PBR 322 plasmid. We are using TI plasmid. So what we can use? TI plasmid. T stands for tumor, I stands for inducing. Tumor inducing plasmid. Tumor ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗಡ್ಡೆ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಟ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಗಡ್ಡೆ ಆಗೋದು. So when TI plasmid enters inside the plant body, then plant cells start to divide. They forms a tumor. Plant ಗಳಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಗಡ್ಡೆ ತರ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೊಂದು ಡೇಂಜರ್ಸ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ. And where actually this TI plasmid is present means it is present in Agrobacterium tumefacium. The bacterium name is Agrobacterium tumefacium. This is a soil bacterium, rod-shaped bacterium, already present near the dicot plants. In this bacteria, this is the bacteria. In this bacteria, the TI plasmid is there, right? This plasmid will cause the tumor formation in the plant cells. How means in the plant, in this TI plasmid, one particular portion is there. So this portion we will call it as a tDNA. This particular portion is tDNA. T stands for transfer DNA. From this TI plasmid, only this portion, only this portion is transferred into the plant cell, and plant cells start to divide continuously. Hence they form group of cells. That group of cells will call it as a tumor. Excessive cells are tangled. Now this T plasmid is a danger portion. This TDN is a danger portion. Scientists, what they did, they cut this T plasmid. They cut the T plasmid, and in between they added our desired gene. Nam desired gene anna hakidralli. Now, when the T plasmid is T DNA is transferring, at that time, our desired gene also transferred into the cells, plant cells. ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಹಾಕೋತೀವೋ ಆ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಲ್ಲಿ. ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಡ್ ಜೀನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಜೀನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋಣ. ಆ ಜೀನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಜೀನು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಆವಾಗ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದೆನ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಅ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನೇಷಿಯಸ್ ಫುಡ್ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ದಿಸ್ Agrobacterium tumefaciens. It's a TI plasmid as a cloning vector in case of the plants, dicot plants. Suppose animal cell is there. The second choice, animal cell. In case of animal cell, we are having a few options. So one thing, we can use retrovirus. So we can use a retrovirus as the cloning vector, or we can use adenoviruses as the cloning vector. Retroviruses and adenoviruses. Of course, adenovirus is the double-stranded DNA virus. Retrovirus is a double-stranded RNA virus. This is RNA virus or DNA virus. Retrovirus best example is HIV virus, right? This retrovirus, which is having RNA, with the help of that retrovirus, we can transfer our desired gene into animal cell. See here, if we consider the virus, right? HIV virus, imagine retrovirus. So here in the retrovirus, we are having double-stranded RNA along with one enzyme. The enzyme is RT enzyme, reverse transcriptase enzyme. What is its work? Its work is the production of DNA from RNA. ಈಗ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ನಮ್ಮ ಸೆಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ, ಈ ಎನಿಮಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ನಮ್ಮದೇ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸೆಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಜೀನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು DNA ಪೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಮೊದಲು ಆ DNA ನಿಂದ ಒಂದು RNA ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. RNA is a single stranded. That RNA joined here. RNA join ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Now that joined RNA enters into animal cell. That means our cell. That RNA converted into DNA. From that DNA, we will get a new gene character. ಅದರಿಂದ character ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ. That means, in the case of animal cell, we are using cDNA. What we are using? cDNA. Complementary DNA we are using. What is the meaning of complementary DNA? The DNA produced from RNA or mRNA. From the mRNA, if you produce the DNA, means that is complementary DNA. Usually DNA produces mRNA transcription, but by the reverse transcription from the RNA we can produce a DNA. RNA ಇಂದ ರೆಡಿ ಆಗಿರೋ DNA ನಾವು ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ DNA ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವೈರಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎನಿಮಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ DNA ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ದಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು, ರೈಟ್? And okay, bacteria means already we have seen. In case of the bacteria, we are using plasmids. Best example PBr322 we are using, right? So depending on the type of the host cell, here these are the host cells. We are using different kinds of cloning vectors. Those are cloning vectors, right? And next, if we consider how to make the host cell competent, if we consider the last concept, competent of host cell. So what is meaning competent of host cell? Say for example, we are having the host cell. Host cell means the cell which will take our desired gene in the form of rDNA or DNA, just whatever it is. So now cloning vector form ದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಡ್ ಜೀನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಲು RDNA ಅಥವಾ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಡ್ ಜೀನ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಮೊದಲು ರೆಡಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಯೂಶಲಿ ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ DNA normally. We have to convert or we have to make the host cell to receive the DNA. That means we have to make the host cell competent of host cell. ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಈ host cell ಗೆ, right? So in that one we are having two types of methods. One is direct method and the second one is indirect method. So direct and indirect method, we are having two kinds. Directly we can transfer the rDNA into host cell. Indirect means along with the vector we can transfer. I just mentioned ಮಾಡಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವೈರಸಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಡ್ ಜೀನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಎನಿಮಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ವಿ. ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದೀಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್, but to transfer our DNA into these host cell we need these mediums. These are actually acting as the mediators. ನಡು medium ಬೇಕು. Then that method we will call it as indirect method. ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ನಡು ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಬೇಕಂತ. Suppose if host cell is there, our DNA is there, directly if you transfer means that one we will call it as a direct method, right? So here let's consider those direct methods. Already we have seen the indirect methods. In case of direct method we are having electrophoresis method or electroporation method. Next one is heat shock method. Next one is gene gun method. Then next one is micro injection method, and last one liposome method. Right? These are the methods we are having in case of direct transfer of rDNA or our desired gene into the host cell. So electroporation method means we are keeping host cell under high electric field. At that time the cell wall membrane is going to break, rupture. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯೂಶಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಈ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸೆಲ್ ವಾಲ್ ಇರೋ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ. ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ 5 ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ಸ್, ಮೊನೇರಾ, ಪ್ರೊಟಿಸ್ಟಾ, ಫಂಗೈ, ಪ್ಲಾಂಟೆ, ಎನಿಮೇಲಿಯಾ. ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ 5 ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ಸ್, ಮೊನೇರಾ is having cell wall. Protista may be having, may not be having, ಇರಬಹುದು ಇರಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. Then fungi having cell wall, plant having cell wall, animal cells don't have cell wall. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಲ್ ವಾಲ್ ಇರೋ ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಗೆ ಯೂಶಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಈ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಪೋರೇಷನ್ ಮೆಥಡ್. heat shock method means if we consider the host cell, if this is the host cell means imagine here the rDNA is present, rDNA should enter inside the host cell. Okay, let me consider bacterial host cell, it should enter inside. At that time, so if it is a bacterial cell wall or plant cell wall means, plant cell means it will be having a tough cell wall. Here cell wall is present, but cell wall is hard. At that time what we have to do, we should keep the cells along with rDNA in ice condition. We will call it as ice incubation. After that suddenly we have to increase the temperature, or temperature rise ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So how much we need to rise means 42 degrees Celsius. 42 degrees Celsius. But thing is that these cells along with rDNA, they should be present in one medium, one liquid. That liquid is calcium chloride, CaCl2. So we will call it as a bivalent calcium ion medium. ಆ medium ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿ, so first ice condition ದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡೋದು, suddenly we have to increase the temperature 42 degrees Celsius. At that time holes are created here. Through the holes rDNA will enter inside. Again we will keep the cell to the normal ice condition, the holes are closed. Now the cell is transformed. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ವೈರಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಸೆಂಟರ್ದಲ್ಲಿ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ RDNA ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಯಿತು. Hence it is a direct method, right? And next will be considered gene gun method. So here gene gun means actually those are air gun. So we are using air gun with the help of micro guns. We are shooting the cells. The cells means here plant cell. Imagine the plant cell is having the thick cell wall, and here with the help of air gun. The air gun is gene gun. And the genes idavali RDNA form dalli. Now that RDNA it is directly triggered towards the cell. Cell ಗೆ shoot ಮಾಡಬೇಕು gun ಇಂದ. And that gun is having bullets. The bullets are made up of gold or tungsten. Gold or tungsten microparticle bullets are there, and those bullets are wrapped with RDNA. ಆ bullet ಗೆ RDNA ಸುತ್ತಿ bullet ಅನ್ನು shoot ಮಾಡೋದು bullet ಲಿಂದ. At the time the RDNA enters into the cell. Usually it is applied for the plant cells. And actually if you consider micro injection method, micro injection method also called as a biolistic method. Biolistic method. So ಈ ಮೆಥಡ್ ದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಈ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ, the cells which don't have cell wall, that means animal cell, and those cells should be less in number. ಆ cells ಗಳ ನಂಬರ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. At that time we have to keep cell on the slide with the help of micropipette. We have to inject RDNA directly to the cell nucleus. Cell nucleus ಗೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನ. So that method is micro injection method. And the last one more method is the liposome method. Here lipo stands for lipid, lipid vacuole, and usually this method also applied for the animal cell. So animal cells don't have cell wall, those are having plasma membrane. Plasma membrane made up of what? Phospholipid bilayer. Phospholipid bilayer. ಅದೇ ಲಿಪಿಡ್ ಲೇಯರ್ಗೆ ಅದೇ ಲಿಪಿಡ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ಬಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಬಾಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ RDNA ಹಾಕಬೇಕು, and that ball mixed with the cell. Now lipid will dissolve. The ball will be dissolved to the plasma membrane and RDNA enter inside the cell. And that method we will call it as a liposome method. Right? So all of these methods are direct method to make the host cell competent to receive RDNA. So ಆ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಆಗಿ, right? So what we have said till now, the screening method, and the next one is this competent of host cell method, right? So in the next class, so let's see the Agarose gel electrophoresis method. So our method on next class. Yes, thank you.